Hello, everybody, and welcome to the SMRAT Quarterfinals match with Chrono versus Heavenstitans. And here we got the first seed in the season bracket versus the 8th seed. And to start off, we got the SMRAT 2021 full settings. Basically, it's the SMRAT whole methodology is that very approachable randomizers with basic skills required to do things like bomb jumps are the only real requirement. And in SMRAT Classic in particular, has full item randomization, meaning that any of the items can be anywhere as long as they are within the logic of the randomizer. So with these, very, compared to a lot of the other settings on here, it's very dependent on like what you get early game, what you end up deciding to do. And as WJG says, let's get our suit predictions in. Put in your points to bet on which suit we're gonna find first here. All right, so we got both of our racers here getting the morph ball pretty closely together. I know Chrono's been in a lot of these SMRATs and making it to the playoffs in a lot of different seasons, and I think this is Heavenstitans' first playoffs, so we'll definitely keep an eye on how this goes. I think the SMRAT classics have like the highest variability in terms of what a person can do and lose time or gain time. So once we see some route divergence, it'll be a little bit more interesting here, because right now they're just going to be collecting all the items that they can, and with Mother Brain being a requirement and it being full rando, charge beams is a little bit of a luxury. So we're probably going to see our players picking up enough ammo in order to kill Mother Brain. And just from watching these players play before, Heavens has a pretty solid movement overall. I think he's probably a little bit slower than Chrono in some of the harder tricks that we might see our players utilize to kind of go outside of the logic of the game. So, but you can see these players are pretty evenly, matched here at the very beginning. Heaven's stumbling a bit in the climb, as we all do from time to time. Yeah, he really struggling there. He finally got it. All right, we're probably gonna find some sort of bombs here on Bomb Chorizo. Yeah, power bombs. So generally, I feel like that's kind of what you want to see. It kind of eliminates a few things you can kind of go out of your way for. Like if you get morph bombs, and especially with 1 tank, you start to think, well, should I do gauntlet? Well, with 5 power bombs, you can't. So it kind of like puts that out of your mind, and you start thinking about where to go next. And 230 is a very common check in this circumstance, especially with the full item rando. All right, more power bombs. Speaking of which, that also kind of opens up a gauntlet to be done. So either of our players here could potentially be doing gauntlet as well before heading into Green Star. It looks like Chrono is doing just that. I think overall it's a pretty good move. I find that at the very least you find a couple super packs in Gauntlet, but a lot of times you'll find either speed or a beam. Hey, welcome in, Lennox. Uh, yeah, I'm sure you do great. You got some really good any percent times and everything, and your map rando skills have gotten really good. So I bet these kind of races would seem like faster paced and but much easier for you to handle. A nice little kind of careful and slow gauntlet here from Chrono. It's very dangerous, that acid, and any of those guys that can grab you and pull you in, and that spells death. And I missed what Titans got at Mother Brain Misses, but I'm guessing it was just vanilla there. So a bit of a time loss, but you know, there definitely could be something there with bombs being in logic right there. Yeah, Reem, with Matt Brando, I feel like most people keep logic in mind, especially like health requirements for certain hell runs and things like that. But yeah, logic is more of a, you know, just like a guiding rule rather than being the thing that you actually do. And we also got Heavenstitans here checking out Gauntlet. And we didn't find anything too crazy, but two super packs is nothing to sneeze at. And having 15 power bombs is kind of the safe way of getting through Torian if you don't have ice, so that's always a good thing to have. And also, if at some point they need a crystal flash, they have that option as well. We got Chrono coming down to early supers here. It's got a good density of items, so I feel like just about everybody checks all of them here. Yeah, because we got 3 in the back here and 2 in the room with the gates. And nothing major gained, but it's always nice to have more ammo and getting towards that ammo count that you need to finish off Mother Brain. And especially finding at least 30 supers, even if you do find charge, is kind of nice for fighting Ridley. So that's something we're going to see our players do, I think, even if they find charge, especially if they have like no other beams. Man, this seed's feeding a lot of supers really early, which is nice because it allows our players to kind of be more choosy about the locations that they pick. Kirby fan, you're probably not too far off there. It seems like Ridley has charge a little too often. Yeah, Chrono getting a good amount of health. So with these easier settings, it's more often than not that our players are going to be getting both suits. A hell run through Lower Norfair can a lot of times be slower than it would to just find Varia and go through. So I think that's probably going to be what we see here. So far, the seed being very stingy with majors. Haven't found any yet. But still plenty of super missiles. And getting these early power bombs is really nice too. A lot of the times, seeds will only give you 5, and it makes getting all the item checks in Green Brinstar a bit harder to pull off without losing a lot of time. Ooh, and yes, and as Reem pointed out, Heavens fell without getting those items there. That'll cost him a little bit of time in order to get those items if he so chooses, but missing out on a super pack is definitely a bit of a bad thing, as we say. Yeah, Chrono 4 energy tanks and reserve. To expand on what I was saying before about suits, he's probably gonna get Varia at some point, so you probably won't see him get a whole lot more supers, though. Or energy tanks rather. It can be a good idea to get those energy tanks though, even if you don't. If you end up finding high jump and Varia, or just he decides to go bootless lava dive and do lower Norfair without anything. But having those extra E tanks without the damage protection from gravity is very helpful. And Chrono, after a little bit of trouble with having no missiles to switch to, getting that glitch off on his first try. And Heavens does go back and get those super pack that he missed out on after falling down. Yes, a very, very nice amount of power bombs for Chrono here. If he so chooses, he's got plenty to kind of go back through criteria and check for any majors in like Billy Mays or Left with Morph or anything like that he missed out on after not having power bombs at the very beginning.
Maybe we should go check your house there, Mr. Funny Man, to see if you're hiding any of the majors in the seed.
I definitely wouldn't be keeping them to myself. How's it going, WX?
Good, Anthony. How are you?
Doing well. Glad to have you in here.
Glad to be here. Sorry for the late on commentary, but I am here. Hopefully you all out there are having a fantastic night.
Yeah, I know I am.
Excellent.
Commentating some Super Metroid Friday night. Got the weekend ahead. Looking forward to it. Yeah, it does look like Chrono decided to come back here through Kateria. It's very possible that a suit is here. I feel like, especially in these SMRAT classics, it's I don't know, more common than it should be, in my opinion, to find suits here. Because I know like some randomizers like Dash, they just straight up don't put suits in criteria.
Yeah, certain Varia settings are the same way. Well, we're about to find out. 2 items up here in Billy Mays for Chrono. Titans is still hanging around over here in Brinstar. There's a missile and a vanilla Billy Mays. Okay.
Yep, that's exactly what you want to see here. Oh wait, there's more vanilla, as WJG says.
Oh, that reminds me, WJG, I should probably screen share with you during the break of this game so you can see what I was talking about from last week. But that's besides the point. We're working out some tech stuff here and a bunch of cool stuff too. It's finally, slowly being released out there that there is going to be a Mega Man X tournament right here on Speedrunners Arena. Sign-ups start tomorrow. It's Mega Man X 100%. Tournament begins August 1st, 2025. Apt America is basically leading the charge on this. So looking forward to getting some Mega Man X over here on Speedrunners Arena as well. Right now, we got some Super Metroid, and where are the suits? Wouldn't it be funny if it was at Alpha Power Bombs?
I mean, it would not be unheard of. These settings also very much like to to put them there as well. But let's see what Chrono decides to do. I think with the lack of majors and everything, going down to Norfair right away is a little bit more risky. But at the same time, the logic can very well put a whole bunch of good stuff at high jump boots and behind Kraid. So,
oh, for sure.
and Reem over here giving us the statistics here.
Reem the Vulcan Arcturus. Nice screw attack.
Yeah, having that early definitely is nice. Makes a lot of areas a lot safer. So now, with that, I feel like Chrono's probably gonna stay away from the energy tanks. I think lower Norfair, even without gravity, shouldn't be too big of a deal.
Not for runners of this caliber. So for those of you tuning in and are like, hey, I don't know any of this SMRAT stuff. It's different than the multi-cat tournament or the Dash tournament. SMRAT is an entry-level type of setting for racers at all levels. But it's basically, if you can wall jump, shine spark, and infinite bomb jump, they're the only tricks you need. So you have to keep that in mind when you're doing logic. Heated runs are not in logic in SMRAT, so there'll never be progression behind heated runs. If you know how to do them, there's nothing stopping you, but there's nothing saying you have to do them. And oh look, it's yet another energy tank. Chrono grabbing this one makes me think that, I don't know, suitless Meridia, maybe? He's got the 6 tanks needed.
I did see him practicing RBO a little bit.
Oh my
those
gosh.
strats. So I guess I wouldn't put him completely past him. The fact that he picked up 25 power bombs is also kind of hinting at, it's a possibility for him.
It's a lot of power bombs early on.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, I think even in my, kind of newbie RBO runs I've done recently, I don't have a whole lot more than that.
Also, shout out to Remok Tourist and WJG. WJG, this is way past his bedtime.
Yes, WJG and Reem always doing a great job of putting these races together and making sure we got restreams. Also bad at Metroid, but they're not here. Space jump at crate. Both of our runners finding.
I was really hoping for a suit.
Yeah.
High five.
Yeah. Heaven's taking. Catching up quite a bit by not checking those items or criteria, which in his case is going to probably pay off for him. Unless he decides to go back later and check on them.
Yeet.
Neither of our players getting the crate quick kill here. But yeah, Space Jump really opening up only a couple items. I think technically with Screw and Space Jump that opens up Gauntlet, but both of our players have already gone there. The spaceship PBs are also on the table now. Yeah, other than that, I think we are definitely going to be finding a suit here at Lower Norfair or Upper Norfair. That or it's at X-Ray or the ship PBs. So
I'm gonna guess it's at the energy tank at high jump, and I think it's probably gonna be Varia.
yeah, that's probably a good guess.
I mean, we have nothing. We have no beams. We have nothing.
Oh, it's gravity. Close, but no cigar.
Listen, I said Varia. My gut said gravity. So either way, we have a suit, which means the racer is by logic, unless this is Varia, are going to be forced into Meridia. Yep, it's time to be forced into Meridia here.
Yeah, and so they're gonna have to be searching for ice and or speed, unless Chrono with his 25 power bombs decides to, or 30 power bombs, I should say, decides to Crystal Flash clip, which he has been known to do. But I
You're
think
not wrong.
yeah, and also I guess that puts Wreck Ship into logic as well, especially with Space Jump. So Varia could be anywhere in Meridia or Wreck Ship at this point.
Titans gets his gravity suit. Now, for those of you wondering, well, wait a minute, they have gravity. I've seen any percent speed runs before. Doesn't that have heat damage? The answer to that would be no. In randomizers, that is typically a setting that is disabled. Obviously, when the developers were creating Super Metroid, they never figured that anybody would sequence break how the game was supposed to be played. Or how it is supposed to be played, and that way there, gravity, you were supposed to have Varia at that point, has that heat absorption. You don't take heat damage. In randomizers, that is usually not the case. Same thing here at SMRAT. Purple pirates with giant red eyes, Anthony. That's interesting.
Yeah, this palette swap is definitely a little creepier than the normal one.
There's a missile. Ooh, the X-ray scope.
X-ray for these seeds is generally not really wanted unless you already have charge and plasma in order to do the good old microwave. It looks like Heavens is going to go ahead and check the ice check here with 5 energy tanks in reserve is plenty safe, but we'll see if it pays off for him. It's definitely out of logic with both a Mach Ball and a Hell Run involved. Ooh, that was a nice little entry there from Heavens there. And just super missiles, but both of our players getting very, very close to the amount of ammo necessary to kill Mother Brain, if they have ice, or if they can speed Zeb skip. But you know, if they can't and they end up not finding it, then they'll probably want a few more missiles just to get rid of those Zebs. But yeah, looks like Chrono's going to be checking up here at the watering hole and false wall. 3 items. It's a fairly high density, so a good check to make for sure.
Yeah, watering hole, fishing hole, whatever you want to call it, the double check up there, I think, is where we're going to find our last suit.
Oh, Heaven's having a little bit of trouble there. Oh, okay. I'm guessing he saved. And so one thing that Varia has done somewhat recently in the past like 3 or 4 months is added a soft reset, where if you push LR start select, it will just respawn you at the save. Ooh, speed. That's a good find though. Not having to do the crystal flash clip will potentially save a decent bit of time.
That also opens up the rest of East Meridia.
100%, and I guess with X-ray, they technically can get bought or Shack Tool as well. But, that's a pretty slow check.
Chrono into Aqueduct, that speed booster just unlocks so much now. There's yet another energy tank. Why? Because why not?
Yeah, and yeah, Heaven's making his way through Cathedral to Bubble Mountain. It's pretty slow without the suit, and with it being pretty much guaranteed that Varia is not going to be here, it's probably not the best decision to make. But if he does find something else that helps him a lot, it could be nice in order to stop him from farming other locations. But
These could very well be checks that Chrono never goes back to get.
oh, 100%.
For example, Charge Beam, you stop counting missiles immediately.
Yeah, ice would be another great find.
Ice would be amazing. Probably the best find that Titans could find right now is that Ice Beam.
I think so too. Oh!
Ow!
My gosh!
Oh, Varia!
I think Chrono is in go mode at this point. All he really needs is ammo from Mother Brain, and he's good to go.
He
So
literally needs 2 more super packs. Oh, and by the way, he knows there's 1 more super pack at Main Street.
yep, and with speed, he's got it too, and he's got some pretty quick checks and wreck ship to do as well. So yeah, there's definitely quite a bit of leeway here.
For sure.
And Chrono farming up some supers. I'm assuming he's not super comfortable with the speed kill for Dragon.
Yeah, and Titans just found the grapple beam.
Which, speaking of Dragon, is very good for that. But I think in terms of checks, there's not going to be a lot that opens up for Heavens, especially with having space jump. I think Shack Tool is the only logical thing it unlocks. But with Chrono finding everything for go mode, probably not going to pay off for him.
Yep. It was a risk from Titans to go do these heated runs, knowing that you'd never come across Varia, but you could come across something that is very valuable. And this seed, it just doesn't pay off for him.
Nope, and with him being the 8th seed versus the 1st seed, I think maybe he's taking some calculated risks in order to
Absolutely.
to try to gain an advantage.
Absolutely. Anthony, you still in this tournament?
Yep, I got the winner of either Sunwoo or Break Jake's match.
Oh boy.
That's going to be happening Sunday at 1 Eastern, I believe. Nice. So definitely looking forward to that one. I think that's probably going to be one of the best races that have happened besides maybe Iron Rusty and Kaisenten. Oh, Heavenstitans finding Charge Beam.
That's... it doesn't put Titans in go mode, but he can stop searching for ammo.
Yeah, and that might be enough of a, you know, like a thing to say like, okay, I've spent enough time down in here in Upper Norfair. I'm just gonna go ahead and check something else out.
Yeah, see, but see, here's the problem: is Chrono is 2 super packs away from official go mode.
Oh, definitely. I think Chrono's very much in the lead, and it's gonna be hard. We might not even might be enough to make sure that like he's finishing Mother Brain by the time Heavens gets to Torian. And you know, Heavens without having speed or wave to get through Prague Speedway, he's gonna have to do the hell run all the way back through the cathedral, so that'll eat up a bit of time as well. Let's see if Chrono even decides to get those supers or not. It looks like with his trajectory he is. Definitely not a bad idea with, you know, a bunch... Oh, okay. I think he's just gonna go ahead and skip those and go straight to Lower Norfair. I think we'll find him probably farming up some supers before heading down.
Yep, that is definitely a good call.
So, Charge was at Upper North, like Bubble Mountain Reserve. Got another little room high five here. Both probably farming the same bugs. Yep, nice.
The bugs.
Ooh, I wonder if Heaven's gonna decide to pay a visit to our old friend Crocomire, or if he's just gonna try to exit through the Crocomire exit. Either way, it looks like he's planning to refill at the energy refill here at the bottom of this area. Looks like Chrono's got enough supers to feel comfortable to take on Ridley, and yeah, there's not a whole lot of other super missiles you need for this instance, so it's a good, I think a good number to farm up.
Oh, Titans.
Just gonna hang out with his buddy Croc.
Womp womp. Nice fast pillars room here from Chrono.
Definitely showing off how helpful Screw Attack is in Lower Norfair, especially in these 2 rooms in particular.
We're gonna have to draw Titans a map. Titans, you know you ate the pancakes, right? You do know that Meridia's open. I'm just saying.
Yeah, so actually, like one thing Reem suggested to me a while back that I've taken to doing on, times where I can't, quite get a full seed in, is that Varia has a tracker, and if you load a non-race seed into it, Plasma is a very nice find here. But yeah, like I was saying, Varia has a tracker, and if you have a non-race seed, and especially if it's not area rando or something like that, these SMRAT classics are great for it. You can actually put the seed in there and say that, like, oh, I collected this item, and then it'll show you where where all the item locations that you can logically get to. They show up as green and things like that. So it can kind of give you a better idea of what the seed expects you to do in terms of logic, and also just kind of helps you with your routing in general. I think it's a great way of doing or getting better at the logic of these seeds.
There you go. It's almost like a spoiler log.
An interactive one, especially.
Interactive, yeah. That's cool. Alright, Chrono onto the Ridley fight. Gonna farm up a couple extra supers here just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, with supers doing double damage, he's got 3 super leeway plus the about 6. But he's got about 10 super leeway with all the missiles he has here, so he should be more than comfortable with that. Lack of high jump making the manip on Ridley just a little bit harder. Gets it the second time. Yeah, that looks like a dead Ridley to me.
Womp womp.
Very clean fight, minimal damage. You can definitely tell he likes his RBO. It's one more super pack. Yeah, I expect Chrono to maybe check some of the higher density checks and the ones like right along the way, but I don't expect a whole lot more than that. Because if he doesn't check anything, worst case, he's got to like refill and kill the Zebs. I don't think he's gonna go for the speed Zeb skip. So I think he's probably gonna try to get a more comfortable amount of missiles, if anything. Heavens, after full clearing Upper Norfair, Suitless, and Croc, kind of coming into line and doing some of the checks that Chrono had done a while ago. Chrono skipping the Fireflea's tank here and checking to see what the item is to the right. I feel like he might check this item up here to the right. It's usually kind of out of the way. Yeah. Ooh, and another super pack. He's looking pretty comfortable.
$40.65? Yeah. Oh, ooh, okay, wave beam. Nice find.
Yeah, definitely help with traversing some areas and just making a few things quicker, but with him probably not finding charge, it won't help him out with Mother Brain or anything like that. So I know WX, you like to talk about what you're having for dinner tonight. What's on the menu?
I ate my dinner like really dinner. I had a chopped chicken and cheese. Delicious little peppers, onions, mushrooms. I am currently munching on a white macadamia nut cookie from Crumble Cookies.
Oh, nice. I actually haven't tried them before.
They're gourmet cookies. They're like $5 a cookie.
Yeah, that's like the one thing I do know about them is that they're pretty pricey. Tortellini with Texas toast. Oh man, I had some pasta. Some Pasta Brothers, their ream.
There you go. Very nice, Kirby. You know what I feel like is an underrated pasta? Give me a good mushroom ravioli.
Oh
Like
yeah.
an herb butter sauce. Yes, please.
Yeah, I don't see that in a lot of places, but mushrooms are great with pasta for sure.
Mushrooms are delicious. One of the first recipes my wife and I made when we got married and moved in together was a stuffed portobello mushroom. Delicious.
Oh yeah. Chrono getting his 70th super there.
Oh yeah. He's more than set now.
Linguine and clam sauce. Yeah, I don't think I could find that anywhere here in Texas.
Linguine and clam sauce. That's fun.
Sounds like something from the Northeast. You could pretty.
Yeah, I was gonna say clams are more our thing up here.
Yeah. Evan's finding his Varia. I think he's kind of probably kicking himself a little bit.
Probably.
Definitely feels bad, man, as they say.
Mm-hmm. Womp womp.
So yeah, I think Chrono's probably going to be searching for one more super pack. Because if you kill the Zebs with 2 missiles and 3 supers, that's going to be 8 missiles and 12 supers used up for that, which would put him just under enough, I think, with what he has. He might have very, very close to the right amount. It'd be very tight. But he may decide to just go in with what he has. I think it's still pretty doable. especially if you just find Spring Ball here. Or putting that wave beam he found into use. Saw a nice microwave by Heavenstitans. Definitely gonna help out with that fight, and probably Fantune too if he's got that down. But yeah, it's a good point. Reem has got a little click happy with his tracker.
Did Titans turn it off, or did he just never get it on his way out of Lower North? He hasn't gone to Lower North yet, that's right.
No, he hasn't.
Reem was just very excited, like you said, to get the wave beam.
Chrono killing Fantune without any supers. It's always fun.
All 4 down here. So what's after this?
So
Bounty Blaster Light Area Rando?
Or the Chozo Light Area Rando is
Chozo Light Area.
And that one's definitely got a bit more flavor to it.
Mm-hmm. And then what do we finish up with if we need game 3? Another SMRAT?
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll try my best to keep track of all the area transitions in the next race, so you don't have to.
There you go. Chrono, I think you're good on supers.
I think that's he's got the perfect amount of missiles to feel confident going into Mother Brain without any sort of Zeb skip.
I mean, he's got Speed Booster for Speed Zeb skip.
Yeah, that's a pretty hard stutter for tap. So unless you're like comfortable in getting that within, you know, a minute, it's probably worth grabbing a couple extra supers in order to avoid it. I think the only player in this tournament that I've personally seen do the speed Zeb skip was Break Jake during a race. I mean, I you know, like during a race I've seen it done rather. I think Iron Rusty's pretty solid with his short charges, so he might be able to as well. But yeah, I definitely am not consistent at it, and I probably would be doing the same thing Chrono is doing in his situation.
Yeah, just get a little bit of an extra ammo and go.
Exactly. With 30 power bombs, these Metroids will be pretty easy, and with plenty of energy and Varia and Screw Attack, he's got no worries on dying here.
Absolutely.
Because I've definitely beaten some of these other settings without, like, especially like the 3 GT, which or not GT, the 3 boss major minor. Because in that one, you know, it's best to kill either Dragon or Ridley rather than doing both. So, like, once you find a suit, you kind of commit at that point. And these Metroids without Varia suit do a scary amount of damage. But with him having it, it's definitely very safe.
Yep. Let's see how he does with these Metroid rooms.
Yeah, and G3s, I agree, Reem. Like, if you haven't checked, you know, if there aren't any logical checks like too far away, then it's probably a better idea to just look for that gravity, even if you have Aria. But I mean, with that too, like if you have Varia, like unless you're like super good at doing the bootless lava dive, you're gonna need high jump too, and so it'll pay off more often than not in G3s to just get the gravity suit. I think Heavens here is searching for some more supers and not finding them. Kind of the same situation Chrono was in earlier.
But Heavens also has charged plasma. That's 450 a shot.
Yeah, so that's a good point. I mean, I think at this point, Heavens should just go. Just don't spend any extra time getting any other items, especially with him facing Chrono, our top seed of the tournament.
Yep. No baby skip here for Chrono.
Chrono should have probably about 4 supers of leniency here, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, Chrono's not even going for the Zep skip. So it's 1 missile, 3 supers for each of the Zeps.
It's 2 missiles.
Oh, is it 2 and 3? I thought it was 1 and 3.
I mean, unless I've been doing it wrong, which is entirely possible, I do think it is 2 and 3.
Got it.
Chrono with 3 supers of leniency. That was off.
Gotta be careful here. And that's why Chrono saved as well.
Oh yeah, with this like tight of ammo, it's definitely a good idea to go ahead and save. Especially, if you're thinking you're probably in the lead too. It's a good idea to take a little bit of safety where you can.
Yep, that's it. We're done. Chrono is on to the cutscene from Mother Brain 2-3.
Heaven still has another whole boss to finish. Yeah, and some more of that. Yeah, and he's still checking items. I guess it all comes down to how comfortable you are with killing Mother Brain. I mean, I think less than a year ago, I probably wouldn't have gone into Mother Brain with just charged plasma. It's a little scary when you're not super used to Mother Brain. There you go, Reem. Now you can mark off way for Heavens.
With that, Chrono should be on to smooth sailing to finishing this off. And then we'll have a quick break here in between the games.
Oh, unless he forgot to click back onto his emulator. I have been guilty of that myself.
Chrono, were you also doing NFL mock drafts like I was during commentary? Oops, did I say that?
Man, not giving full focus to the runners. I don't know what to think about that.
Sorry. I'm trying to solve the Patriots issues, and it's a little difficult without the number 1 pick because we had to go win the last game of the season. Whatever.
This is, I guess the Super Bowl's coming up here pretty soon. I don't really follow.
Right. Kansas City Kansas City Chiefs versus the Philadelphia Eagles.
Nice to see the Eagles again as it's always sunny in Philadelphia fan.
There you go. Listen, there's been enough made about the Kansas City Chiefs and possible rigged games and stuff, so referees being on their side, so I just keep rolling with the joke of the Kansas City referees. It's a joke.
Very clean escape from Chrono.
I'm still picking the Eagles to win. I just think they're the bit more complete team.
Like Chrono almost thought about saving the animals there.
He did! He was getting ready to morph into a morph ball just in case. But there it is. Chrono wins game 1 of this best of 3 series. Folks, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with game 2 very shortly.
Yeah, Heavenstitans here deciding to DNF on his way to Fantoon. Let's check out what majors like where ice is in high jump. I think ice in particular would have been something that they would have liked to find. Would have sped it up quite a bit if they had gotten it. Yep, it does look like wreck ship was in logic for the high jump. Which I'm a little confused as to what exactly that'd be for. But ice beam and plasma, yeah. That plasma is usually a skip you check, or a check you skip, unless you know you really need something. Okay, so high jump is required for Kraid. That makes sense. I should have known that because you know doing those little tracker adventures I was talking about earlier, I would notice that Kraid would be kind of out of logic most of the time, and it makes sense that high jump would be one of the requirements.